friends and family, faculty and staff to the pinning ceremony for the 2016 Surgical Technology graduates of PVCC. Tonight's ceremony is about recognizing and honoring graduates for their hard work in the classroom and dedication to their future profession. I would like to introduce some of our administrative team and staff. First, Dr. Donnelly, the Vice President of Instruction. Dr. Jean Chappell, Dean of Health and Life Sciences. And Gina Shiflett, the Administrative Assistant to the Dean. I would also like to introduce our guest speaker, Francis Dorgan, who is a certified surgical technologist and certified surgical assistant, who is also going to be our guest speaker today. Francis. And our wonderful and awesome graduates, please. So at this time, we're going to hear welcoming remarks from Dr. Donnelly and Dr. Jean Chappell.
Thank you, Linda. Good afternoon, graduates. Congratulations on your achievement. As the Chief Academic and Student Affairs Officer here at the college, I bring you greetings from the faculty and from the student services staff here at the college. I want to offer you my personal congratulations to each of you on this most exciting of occasions. This is a pinning ceremony, and this is symbolic of your entry into the profession. But it's also a celebration of what you achieved in your goal of being a surgical technologist. Today you're going to receive your pin, which symbolizes your entry into the profession. And sometimes we call these events graduation ceremonies, or you may have heard commencement ceremonies. And I want to talk a little bit about commencement, this being a commencement ceremony. And so let's talk about the term commencement and what it signifies. Definition of commencement basically is a time when something begins. So you may be sitting here thinking, this is over, thank goodness, I'm moving on. But it's not. It's actually a beginning for you. It's the beginning of something new and exciting. And I want to give you a few examples of that. I assume in your program you had days where you were exhausted, stressed, worried, upset, hysterical, manic, angry, frustrated. I can go on, but the commencement here is that those days are history. The new beginning is you become a professional in your field. You now have a different set of deadlines, expectations, and stresses, but these will all make you excellent practitioners. Much is expected of you now, and I have no doubt that all of you will rise to the occasion and meet those expectations because you're very well prepared to do so. Second, you've seen your fellow classmates at their worst, and they've seen you at their worst, but at your best too. And the new beginning here is not so positive, but there is a bright lining here. You're going to go your separate ways. You'll start the perfect job, you'll enroll in a different program, an advanced program in your field. Some of you will leave the area, some of you will get married, some of you will have kids, but the ties that bind will loosen, and you won't talk to each other or interact with each other as much as you did. But I hope you'll still connect with each other. And the one thing that will connect you is your experience within the program. So don't forget that. Keep in touch with each other and reconnect as much as you can. And finally, you'll soon have a certificate in surgical technology. You're soon going to be licensed if you're not already. And you're now at a place where your experience and your credentials will make you a valuable person in the marketplace. Take advantage of that. You've gained skills and a credential that most people don't have. Use that to your advantage. Go get that position you think you can't get. Go after that advanced educational program you think you can't get into. The knowledge and skills and abilities you've gained from this program will take you farther than you might think. And in closing, I hope that PVCC and your experience here has been a positive one. I hope that you'll keep PVCC, a bit of us at least, in your heart and in your mind. The pen you'll receive tonight is going to be a constant reminder of your time here, but I hope you'll come back. I hope you'll let us know how you're doing. I hope you'll even come back and consider teaching. in the future for us, or leading a clinical experience when you're in the field. Maybe you'll come and give us a little bit of money when you're rich and famous. We'd like that too. But come back and let us know how you're doing. We're very interested, and we don't want to say goodbye, but we're very interested in your future. So finally, for my remarks, you did it. It's over. You're finished. I know it feels good. It's my wish now that you take a little bit of downtime, that you relax, that you spend time with yourself, with your family, with your friends, or just do nothing. That certainly feels good too. But you all deserve it. So again, congratulations to each of you. Best wishes, and congratulations to the class of 2016.
Okay, everybody, all together. It's done. Well, sorta. I understand you have a test tomorrow, so we're not going to make it too late today.
I was saying we'll breathe deeply.
You'll breathe deeply tomorrow. Well, on behalf of the faculty and the staff of Piedmont, Virginia, I want to personally thank you. I know how difficult it is firsthand to go through these allied health programs, and it's not easy. It is definitely not easy. It is a journey full of bumps and bruises, ups and downs, gravelly spots that kind of get your tires caught up sometimes. But isn't it nice you didn't have to go through it alone? You had the person next to you, the person behind you, you had Linda, you had the adjunct faculty at your clinical sites. You never had to go through it alone. Although there were times, definitely times, when you just had to open the book, put your nose right in, and through the foggy eyes of tears and some tiredness, you made it through. But that's the best part of any journey, is you made it through. And you've got these wonderful memories, you've got these wonderful experiences that you can share with others when you become professionals in the field. Because you know what? You're now part of a team. You're now part of that health care team. There's approximately, just in our area, about 4,000 surgical techs. There's tens of millions of allied health professionals in our country. And you're part of that team now. And again, you're not alone. But as part of that team also comes a responsibility. And I'm going to share a quote with you, because that's what everyone does at these kinds of events, right? It wouldn't be a good one if I did come up with a great one, but I'm going to share my favorite quote. This is my favorite quote. And it's actually an Ethiopian quote, and it goes something like this. I don't speak Ethiopian, but this is probably. It says, many little people in many small places undertaking many modest actions can transform the world. You've heard that because you're smiling. And we've all heard a variation of that. And as I said, there are tens of millions of healthcare professionals in the world. Imagine if all of us, because I consider myself part of that as well. Imagine if all of us work together. If all of us put together our collective passions, if all of us put together our collective visions of what the world could be, taking into account our little slice of that pie, imagine what the world would be. Imagine what our community would be. We don't have to change the world. We just have to make our community better. And now you, each of you, have that power to do that. Isn't that awesome? You have that power to change a life. Maybe not millions, but a life or 2 lives. That gives me shivers. And that's why I'm in healthcare. That's my passion. And I hate to tell you, but you guys are my one that I'm changing, just so you know. But that's why. And it is an incredible opportunity. It's an incredible responsibility. It's an incredible challenge. But all of you have the talent, the skills, and the abilities to make that happen. So as you bump along your journey, because it's not going to be easy, guys, I can tell you, you got that test tomorrow. not going to be easy. So as you take the next step on your journey, whether into the workforce or whether you go on to further your education, remember that you are blessed with family, friends. We're going to still be here, right, Linda?
Yes.
We're still here. You're not alone as you go through this. And you have the power to make great things happen. So think about giving back. Your time, your talents. Think about giving back and what that means to be that catalyst of change for your community. So I congratulate you on your journey. I congratulate you on your success. But I also thank you for choosing us as your educational site, for choosing Piedmont, because we are very, very proud of you. So thank you. Have a great day. Have a great ceremony.
I'd like to introduce our student speaker today. She was voted by her peers to the office of president of the Student Association of Surgical Technologists here at Piedmont. She has inspired, led, and encouraged her fellow classmates throughout their journey in the program. She has spearheaded and organized events and other activities that students have actively participated in, such as the Student Scrub Boat at our professional workshop for practicing surgical technologists. She has organized fundraising activities to raise money to attend national conference given yearly for surgical technologists, and other leadership qualities that she possesses, all with the intention of becoming an awesome future leader, hopefully, taking over Frances' position one day. This year's speaker, Ms. Christy Patrick.
Hello everyone. Thank you for coming, helping us celebrate this amazing milestone in our lives. But this moment just isn't about us students. It's about each and every person in this room. Without the love, support, and encouragement of our family and friends, none of us would be able to accomplish what we have. So thank you all very much. I'd like to take a moment to say something about each of my classmates. With us being such a small group, we have all contributed to helping each other succeed. Nicole, you were always the one to ask the questions we were all thinking. And your experiences at AMC reminded us to never let our guard down and be aware of the dangers in the operating rooms. Paul, you always gave us a different and unique way of looking at things, which helped us to think outside of the box. You were the go-to person on where to find information, and your computer skills kept us from missing quite a few classes. Mark, your sense of humor always helped to keep us laughing, and your real-life experience from working on the floor with patients helped us to see things from the patient's side. Linda, although we weren't actually in class together, your discussion boards were by far the best and most informative and really taught us a lot and gave us an idea of how things work at your clinical site. Adam, you always leave inspiring and uplifting replies to our discussion board posts. Just from meeting you in person a couple of times, I know you will do great things and your knowledge of anatomy is at rockstar status. Julie, your encouragement and perkiness and all-around happiness could always pick us up if we were having a bad or off day. And your thirst for knowledge is something we should all strive for. Demetrius, you were always the quiet one, but when you did speak up or ask the question, we all knew we'd better listen because it was going to be important. And you always leave the most uplifting Facebook posts for us. Michelle, your sweet demeanor is always so refreshing. You always have a smile on your face, and you remind us that with hard work, anything is possible. Claudia, you are the one who always checked on and reminded us of our due dates for assignments. So thanks to you, none of our assignments were ever late. And for the most important person of our team, Ms. Starks, you were always there for us with any questions we had, and you answered the countless amounts of emails and texts we bombarded you with. I know I personally sent you over 100. You have been a true support system, and no matter what, you were there for us. You and your experiences have inspired us and made us look forward to a future as a surgical technologist. You're an amazing instructor and all-around person, and have become a true lifelong friend to us all. We cannot thank you enough for everything you did and do for us. So I'd like to tell you about the journey that we have traveled on this last year. At the beginning of the semester, I think I can speak for all of us when I say the first time we walked into the lab and saw all the different instruments that we were expected to learn, we were completely overwhelmed and quite scared. Not only the amount of different instruments, but the multiple foreign names and spellings of each. What has really impressed me was that we pulled together to help each other, from little hints about the shape and odd ways to remember them to text and Facebook posts of encouraging words. When there was turbulence, it seemed we all pulled together to help remedy the situation so that we could continue on and become even better. Trust me when I say we have learned and lived the definition of teamwork. Countless hours have been spent practicing gowning and gloving, watching each other scrub every inch of our skin from the tips of our fingers to 2 inches above our elbows, making sure not to miss a spot or touch the sink and contaminate ourselves, because we all know what that means. Stop and start over. We practiced passing instruments repeatedly to ensure we were doing it correctly and to not look like idiots on our first day in the OR. But through constructive criticism and the sheer fear of passing razor-sharp instruments and needles, we built confidence and trust in ourselves and in each other. This trust has created lifelong friendships, but most of all, it has built a true respect for one another and for the field of surgical technology. Once we were mildly comfortable with the basics and sure that we wouldn't make a fool of ourselves, we were off to our clinical sites. I can only tell you how exciting and daunting those first days of clinicals were. We stood in the corner, shaking and terrified to touch anything, so scared we would contaminate something. But after the first few days, we became more confident in ourselves and actually started touching and doing things. We couldn't wait to come to class and share our experiences with each other. We were so excited about the things we had seen, touched, smelled, and heard. As we started to settle into the OR routine and waking up at 4 a.m., things started coming together, and the light bulbs in our heads started coming on as the classroom material that Ms. Starks drilled into our heads started clicking and making sense. After a month or so, we were really on our way. We learned how to deal with tough preceptors and angry, unpleasable surgeons. After a while, things became easier, and we would just walk into a room and know exactly what to do. We took advantage of any and every opportunity to learn something new, and now we were able to walk in any room, whether it be a simple skin biopsy to a complex ortho case with a double-decker back table, instruments, saws, drills, and implants as far as the eye can see. But we know exactly what to do. This past year has gone by in a flash. Now that we are about to go out and start our new and exciting careers as certified surgical technologists, I know that we will all be the best at what we do. Just remember to be confident in your skills. Don't contaminate, but if you do, remember your surgical conscience. Always be a team player, and most importantly, agar primo, patient first. I could not have asked for a better group of classmates to go on this journey with. I truly believe we were all selected for this program at this time for a reason. We all work so well together and are willing to help each other in any way we can. I believe lifelong friendships have been made over this past year, and I look forward to seeing all the amazing things that each of us will do with our lives in the future. This has truly been one of the best experiences of my life, and I will always carry this with me. Thank you to everyone who came out to share this experience with us. Thank you to my fellow classmates. You guys are the best. And thank you to Ms. Starks, who without none of this would have been possible. You made our dreams obtainable. You truly are the best. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Ms. Frances Dorgan. Ms. Dorgan is a certified surgical technologist and certified first assistant. She is also the current president of the State Assembly of Surgical Technologists for the state of Virginia. She has been a program director in her own SurgTech program, a practitioner for more than 25 years, and has tirelessly spearheaded to bring important legislation to the state of Virginia that not only recognizes the profession of surgical technology, but also legislation that mandates the criteria for which an individual can actively practice under the title of certified surgical technologist. She is a great mentor for peers and students, and she actively advocates for both our practitioners and our students to advance the practice and knowledge of the profession for which we are here to celebrate and recognize today. Ms. Frances Dorgan.
Thank you, Ms. Starks, for that awesome introduction. It's truly an honor to be here this evening to share this event with you guys. It's just amazing because every time I see some students come in, it's just like having a breath of fresh air added to the profession. I have practiced for almost 30 years. Goodness, getting up there in age. And I'm currently working back in the hospitals, and I really enjoy being able to do both, being an educator and a practitioner of it, because it's something that I really do love doing. And I'm not sure what your plans are from here, if you're going to go on and do something else, or if you're going to stay in this profession. But whatever you choose to do from here, you can do anything, because you've tackled being following the procedures and becoming a surgical technologist. And I think you all are going to be certified, right? That's where we're headed. That is awesome, truly awesome. So, I just wanted to speak a little bit on my role and as the president of the Association of Surgical Technologists. And AST is a nationally known group. So you're a part of a profession that's not just limited to the state of Virginia, but we're limited to the entire United States. Every state in America has surgical technicians, certified surgical technologists in it, and you're a part of that group. It's an outstanding profession to go into. When I first started out in the military. I served in the United States Navy for 8 years as a surgical technologist. So I defended my country while taking care of people at the same time. So and that's an awesome, awesome opportunity for me to be able to do both at the same time. And it was, when I first started, it was like, oh, I'm just going to do this for a little while I'm in the military, then I'm going to get out, and I'm going to become a nurse, I'm going to become a doctor, I'm going to become all these things. And I did go to school, and I became an educator. I have a master's in education, and I taught. And I still was doing surgical technology. But what am I going to be when I grow up? But I've been working. I've worked from every part of the body, from the brain all the way to the pinky toe. I've seen everything. I've done vascular surgery. I've done heart surgery. But I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I just don't know. What could I possibly be? I've traveled over to Africa, and I've helped people who are less fortunate than us. They have surgery for them. But I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Well, it wasn't until I decided to go into education that I figured it out. What do I want to be when I grow up? I'm already there. I'm a surgical technologist. That's one of the greatest professions that you could have ever chosen. With this profession, I've been able to raise my children, put them through school. Anything that you want, you can do with surgical technology. You can work in a clinic, you can work in an outpatient center, you can work in a hospital, you can work privately for someone. You can advance and become a surgical assistant, which I also did, work for a private doctor for a while. You can do anything with this skill and this ability. So if you don't know what you're going to be when you grow up, you're already there. So I would leave with you a couple of little things just to help you in your considerations as you go forth and go into this profession. Some people say that, surgical technology is just being a tech, but it's more than just being a tech. We're at the center. If you notice, we are at the mail stand, right? And without that mail, can't nobody get anything, right? All the instruments and stuff that you've learned. You've learned over 1,000 instruments from the day you started till now. Over 1,000. And it's going to get even more, because you're going to have more surgeries, more surgeons, more procedures, more doctors, and more knowledge. It's one of the only professions that you're constantly learning every single day. So it's a great profession. Also, did you know that by the time you graduate, you would have scrubbed over 1,000 surgeries? Been part of 1,000 surgeries? They say 350, but we know you've done more than that, right? Some of them didn't even count, right? Yeah. But you've done them, right? And how many of you ever imagined that you would be standing at the table looking into someone's abdomen with guts hanging all over? You never thought it, right? Who knew? Who knew? But it's still the most exciting place to be, in the center. And by you being in the center, you set the tone for the procedure. You don't know it yet because you're still a student and they don't quite blame you as much. But you're the one, if you don't have what they need, they yell at you, right? But you don't know that you have the power to say, okay, if you don't stop yelling at me, I'm going to shut down and you're not going to get nothing. Guess what? They're going to stop yelling at you, you think? But it's just so part of it. It's part of it that comes with it, because I know you're tired now, but after hours and hours of call and being at work, you're still going to be tired some days, but you're still going to enjoy what you're doing, because we provide the best care for our patients, because we are the experts. You've taken the time to go to school and learn exactly what it means to be aseptically protected. The doctors don't get that. They get a little tidbit on this is how you scrub. We're the expert when it comes to surgical technique and surgical conscience. We're the experts. Your surgical technology is the demand of the century right now, because it's not a field that people know about. Most people don't know the surg techs back there. Patient comes in, they lay on the table, they go to sleep. They have no clue who's at that table, who's behind that mask. But you know, and I know. And you want to provide the best care you can possibly give by practicing it, the best that you can be as a surgical technologist. You are in a great profession. Now, I use the word great because right now that is the word of the day, make America great. But we already know America's great. But what makes surgical technology great is you. And what you put in it is what you put out. If you put great in your career, great will come out. If you make up your mind to go for whatever position you want to be, whether it's on the heart team, and you take your time and you learn the instruments and you learn the procedures for heart, then you'll be the greatest heart tech that there ever was. If you want to do neurosurgery and work on the brain, you learn all the instruments, you learn the doctor's routine, and you'll be the greatest surgical technologist that you can be as a brain. If you want to stay in the clinic and working on eyes, you'll be the greatest eye surgical technologist that you possibly can be. You're going to make the surgical technology profession the greatest. But I want you to remember two things. You must get your credentialing. You must get your credentialing. Part of our legislative movement, and that's what it's called, because in the past it was just one of those things that you did fall into, and you will meet, and you probably have met several techs who have been techs for years, learned a long time ago. They didn't have a program, they just went through and the doctors showed them and they kept doing it until they got good at it, but they're not credentialed. And although they're good in their profession, and the doctors may brag about how good they are, but how many of you know that documentation beats conversation all day long? So if you get your certification, you have a national group that says, not only is she great, she's worked for this, she's earned this. So she's earned the title of CST. So you want to get your certification, you want to maintain your certification, and for the state of Virginia, you want to keep your licensure. We have acquired the position of being able to be registered certified surgical technologist. It's a mouthful, but you've earned that mouthful because this is a great position. So you want to get your certification. You want to apply for registration because that's going to be the gold standard for being a surgical tech. And all of the ones that you're working with who's been great by word of mouth, and because they've gotten acquired skills, they're going to become not obsolete. When they retire, that's going to be it. You're going to have your certification. You're going to have your registration in order to practice. So go ahead and set that as a standard. Set that as a standard, set that as a goal, accomplish it and maintain it because it's very important to your profession and to us as a whole because we want to be the greatest we can be. We want to provide the best care for our patients by being certified and credentialed as high as we're supposed to be certified. So maintain your certification, obtain your certification, maintain it, get your registration. And lastly, I'll leave with you one other thing. One of the greatest perks of being a part of such a nice organization is we have nationals. And nationals, for me, are my payback. Payback and just being able to go, learn, enjoy, and spend some time with other surgical technologists like ourselves. I know you think that just because you're graduating that you won't see each other again. Believe me, it's a small world. I've met people that I was working with in Spain. I've met them here, way in Arkansas somewhere. So it is a small world, and you never know when you step up into a hospital to apply for a position who that person might be that's the lead tech in that hospital in any part of the world because there's surgical techs all over the world. So it's a small world, but it's up to you because you never know when you might meet somebody. So you always want to be your best wherever you are and whoever you work with. Nationals afford you a networking that is across the board. If you join the military and your spouse or significant other is gone and you want to go to a different state, you get to that state and you're like, oh Lord, I gotta find a job. You call up so-and-so who you had met at a national conference. Hey, I'm looking for a job. Are y'all hiring? Yeah, I'll tell them you're looking. And then word of mouth. It'll help get you in there. Because right now, with technology the way it is, that's really what it takes, networking. You have to network. You have to be able to go to people and know people and let them refer your good work. Because if you're not good, they won't refer you, right? So we gotta make sure we got our good work up there. And you can refer them to get a job, or get promotions, or if you want to get into school, anything that you might need. But it's surgical techs across the nation, so you're always going to be able to have a friend or somebody to help you whenever you want to go to another state or whether you want to employ somewhere else. And nationals are every year, right at Labor Day weekend. I start saving immediately for it because that's my getaway time. Sometimes I take my husband, sometimes I don't. We went to San Diego last year. We had an awesome time. I learned so much stuff. It's a week long, and most of the time the hospital supports you, but you have to support you, even if the hospital don't. Sometimes they'll send you, sometimes they won't. But you make it up in your mind that you want to be the best that you can be, and you want to get the most out of this profession that you can. So going to these conferences and learning all the different new techniques. A lot of times I know things about instruments and different procedures that are coming out before anybody in my hospital do it because I went to the conference, and now I can bring it back to you. So when it comes, guess what? I got a hand on it. This is what this is. This is how you do this. So it makes you a better person when you do invest in yourself. And not only that, like I said, it's payback to me because I get to go to different parts of the United States and enjoy myself. And most of the time you can write it off on taxes as well. So next year we're going to New Orleans. So I would love to see you guys there. It would be an awesome experience. Like I said, start saving now. You'd be amazed at how if you turn down one Starbucks coffee a day and save that money. You have that money to go to New Orleans in no time. And you can go and have a good time. You can learn. You can network with other people just like you and have an awesome time. So I congratulate each and every one of you. I am so excited that you have chosen this profession to be the profession of choice. I hope you don't have to wonder anymore about what you want to be when you grow up. I hope you enjoy being surgical technology. Your state assembly, there's a whole board of us, vice president, secretary, treasurer, board of directors, and we have 2 conferences every year statewide. And this year it's going to be in Charlottesville in October 1st, okay? And I want you to come out. I want you to share. I want you to network. Again, like I said, you never know who comes to that conference, and then you're going to go to their hospital and apply for a job. Oh yeah, I remember you from the conference. Yeah, she's a good one. Hire her on. You never know. So come to the conference, come out, enjoy, invest in your career. It's an outstanding career. It's wonderful to be in here, and I'm excited about you being a part of it, and I'm excited to be in it. So thank you again for inviting me to come out and share this moment with you, and I look forward to working with you out there in the surgical world. Okay? Congratulations. I had a couple of things I wanted to give them. Particularly, I wanted to give the person who had the highest GPA and the person who had the most clinical GPA or the most cases scrubbed.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who that is? Like on the no.
Yeah, we're gonna give awards, so we can do it then.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks.
So now we're going to start the pinning. I just want to say a couple of words about the significance of what the pin is. The pinning ceremony is a time-honored tradition among many allied health education programs. It is a symbolic welcoming into the profession of surgical technology. Most pins have a symbolic meaning with a very special emblem, often representing the history of the profession. For students, it signifies their official initiation into the field of surgical technology. It is that entrance into this brotherhood or sisterhood. With this pen comes a great sense of pride and responsibility. A responsibility that extends to our patients, families, and our colleagues. So I ask our graduates to stand, to be penned and recognized.
Linda S. Arthur. Honestly, at the beginning of this second semester, I was overcome by many obstacles in life that had me wondering if I would be able to complete this program. I had so many people who encouraged me daily and helped me to find the confidence that was inside just waiting to surface. I thank God first and foremost because without Him in my life, I would not have been successful. I would read or listen to His Word on the way to clinicals and just whenever I needed a boost. I thanked Him on my good days, and I thanked Him on my bad days as well. I leaned on His promises, and a couple of verses from the Bible that helped me were Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and Isaiah 40:31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount on the wings of eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. I also want to thank my mom and dad, who are my biggest fans, along with my children, who had to listen to me vent a lot and to some of my disgusting stories of surgeries. My brothers, who told me how proud they were of me all the time. Many friends and family who were supportive and understanding of my disappearance from social life, and to the friends and loved ones who no longer talk to me because of that. I still love them and so sorry that they couldn't understand. Lisa, who is a doctor in the NICU at Carillion and a very dear friend, I could go on and on about you, and thank you doesn't seem nearly enough. My instructors, preceptors, and surgeons that were patient and encouraging, I thank you. And finally, Chip, who at one point got tired of hearing me whine and told me to just go on and quit. I was so mad at you, but I made up my mind that day that I simply had to finish no matter what. Claudia Edmonds. I would like to thank my family for their support throughout this year, my husband for being patient and supportive of me, my beautiful kids who understood I had to be away for long periods of time so that I had to go to work, to school and work. A special thank you to my grandma who has been my rock through it all. Without her being home taking care of the kids, I wouldn't have been able to do this. Thank you. I would love to thank my amazing husband Ryan and my son Zachary for being so loving, understanding, and supportive. I also need to thank my wonderful mother and father-in-law, Sue and Sam, for loving me as one of their own and putting forth so much effort and time in helping me. With all of this incredible support, I would not be where I am today. Thank you so much. Mark Flendworth. First, I would like to thank my mother, who most likely was smoking and drinking while I was in the womb, has made me the unique individual I am today. Secondly, I thank my best friend Jacqueline, who has encouraged me from day one that I could be successful in this endeavor. Her positive words and occasional profanity laced in comments have kept me focused throughout this process. Lastly, I thank my kids Kristen, Jamie, and Matthew for putting up with me this past year. I know I've lacked patience on many occasions and haven't been able to spend as much quality time with them as I would have liked, but have assured them that it was only temporary, and I'm happy they could be here with me today to see their dad accomplish this goal. Paul Gamakos. Would like to thank and dedicate this completion to his mom, Jean Mamakos, and his Aunt Irene for telling him about surgical technology, encouraging him and supporting him through his studies. His dad, Michael Mamakos, for being a silent supporter, and his sister, Lisa, for her constant encouragement, and his fellow students, faculty, friends, and preceptors. Nicole Morris. I would like to thank my friends and family for being here for me throughout this entire program and always pushing me to keep going no matter how hard life became. I want to thank my mom and dad for always being that extra push that I needed as a reminder to always better myself and always give 110%, even when you feel like you have nothing left to give. I want to thank my sister Casey for getting me thinking the medical field would be a good place for me and always giving me encouragement no matter how many times I swore I was going to fail my pharmacology test. Thank you for always answering your phone anytime I had a question like, what is C. diff and how do you pronounce this drug? And last but not least, Lane, you have been my rock throughout this entire journey. Working, going to school full-time, and also living on your own has been far from easy, but I could not have made it through without you. From the late-night study sessions to waking up before the sun, you never once stopped pushing me to do my best and always were the ounce of encouragement and strength I needed to get through any rough day or week. I love each and every one of you guys. I cannot wait to see where this career path leads me. I could not imagine doing this life without anyone else by my side but all of you. Demetrius Nesmith. This is dedicated to my mother, Sharon Blaines, and my father, Andrew Shelton. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have made it, and even though they couldn't be here today, I know I always have their love and support. My mom has taught me to strive for whatever it is that I want and put it in the effort to get it. She has shown me that if I want to succeed, it takes hard work. Then there's my father. From him I learned that you have to finish the things you start and not quit when times get hard. They both played a big part in my life and motivate me every day with all my tasks. It was them that motivated me to stay focused in school and finish this program. I know that it is their dream for me to succeed, and it makes me happy knowing that I have made them proud. Christy Patrick. I would like to thank my mom, dad, sister, and husband for all their love, support, and encouragement. My mom has always been there with encouraging words and telling me that there are no limits to what I can achieve. All I have to do is try. I can only hope to become half of the woman you are. My dad has been my inspiration and reminder that when things get tough, never give up and always keep trying. My sister has been there to tell me how proud she is of me and been a role model for me to look up to. My husband has been my rock, who always allows me to rant or rave about my day and reminds me every day of what it means to truly love and support someone. Without them, I would never have made it to this far and achieved so much. I love you all so much. I would also like to thank Julie Woodson for being my study partner and keeping me motivated during this journey. You have become a true and forever friend. Adam Ergo. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for all of your support. Julie Woodson. First of all, I would like to thank God. Through him, all things are possible. To my amazing kids, thank you for always understanding why Mommy couldn't be with you. I hope that by watching me struggle and study, you know now that anything is possible if you're willing to work hard for it. I love you the most. Mom, thank you for all the endless hours of babysitting, words of encouragement, quizzing me, and most of all, your relentless love. Dad, I know that no matter how many times I fall, you will always be there to help wipe the dust from my knees and give me a good swift kick in the butt to get me back on the track. Without your support, I would have never achieved my full potential. Thank you so much for providing a safe haven for my children and I so that I could complete my education and career. Grandma Dorothy, I know that I can always count on you to be my cheerleader, even at 90. You are my rock and my safe place. The love that you have shown me could never be replicated. I'm so grateful that you're here to see what I've become. Mima, Pappy, you two have always been so endearing to me. Thank you for your love and support. Patrick, thank you for simply being you. I thank God that you came into my life and plan on loving you for the rest of mine. Christy, thank you for the endless nights of studying, printing, advice, and ingraining into my brain that the pancreas produces insulin. Debbie, I thank you for your kind words and immediate love and acceptance. Ms. Starks, thank you for all your patience when I popped into your office asking you a million questions even before applying to the program. You are an amazing woman who has introduced me to the most addicting love for the OR and a woman who I'll never forget. Thank you for everything.
For presentation of awards, I'm going to ask Dr. Campbell to come up, sir. Award is the Excellence in Leadership Award. This award is given to the graduate who exemplifies leadership both on and off campus. The award celebrates a student who has engaged in outstanding service that has positively impacted peers, the program, and the college. This year's recipient has overseen or actively participated in program projects and activities that build a sense of community, inspired and motivated others to become engaged in program and campus activities. The student has also been involved in experiences that have helped to develop their leadership skills and assumed roles that have increased their responsibilities while exhibiting integrity and promoting collaboration among peers. This year's Leadership Award goes to, drum roll please, Christy Patrick. The next award is the Clinical Excellence Award. This award is given to graduates with outstanding clinical achievement based on attendance, positive attitude, good reporting, and record keeping on all clinical documentations, evaluations of students by preceptors, and feedback from staff and educators on the students' overall performance. Evaluations must reflect excellence in meeting clinical objectives, in addition to exhibiting a potential for contribution to the profession based on evidence of performance, including involvement in student and/or national professional organizations, and the demonstration of high ethical values, behaviors, and leadership skills in the clinical setting. This year's Clinical Excellence Award goes to Linda Arthur, Deanna Insana, oh, one at a time. Deanna Insana, Paul Mamakos, and
next award is the Academic Excellence Award. This award is given to graduates who have maintained a 92 or above grade point average in each of the program's core courses. This year's Academic Excellence Awards goes to Deanna Insana, Paul Mamakos, Christy Patrick, and Julie Woodson. The final award is for Academic Achievement Award. This award is given to graduates who have maintained a B average or above in each of the program's core courses. This year's Academic Achievement Award goes to Linda Arthur, Claudia Edmonds, Mark Ensworth, and Demetrius Nesbitt.
We're going to call Frances back up. She has some things to do now.
First of all, on behalf of the Virginia State Assembly Association, we want to just give a little token to Linda. It is not easy being a director of a program as such as surgical technology, as having experience and knowledge and of that myself. But we really appreciate her wanting to give back to you, because that's what it takes in order to give up and go back from the OR and being in the OR and coming out and giving it to you to help you go out and become wonderful surgical tech. So we really appreciate her being a part of this. And this was and I just have a little something for all of you. I had this is for my next president.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you guys. We really appreciate you taking on this class, and there's a couple of things in there that you can use as you go forth in your new endeavors. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so that is actually it for the awards. I actually want to recognize one of my students that, although she did not receive anything, I want to recognize her as one of probably the most popular with my clinical sites. And this student actually was able to obtain an interview with every clinical site that she went to because they loved her so much. Nicole Morris. So there is light refreshments after, but I just want to say a few words to my graduates before we adjourn. And I don't know if many people knew this, but this morning they came in and they did 4 hours of a final review for the certification for tomorrow before they take their certifying surgical technologist exam tomorrow, which is a 4-hour exam. I just want to say to you, as you go in to take your exam, I'll be outside the door standing, cheering you on before you go in. I'm not allowed in the room though. I just want to say what I told you already. Have faith in what you know. Don't second guess yourself. the last part of what I
Don't
said.
change answers.
Don't change answers. Absolutely. And in the spirit of what we've learned in the program, of what you've learned in the program as you commit through, is that I want you to remember as you're out there as professional surgical technologists is to always practice what you have learned and always learn as you practice. Okay? And congratulations. No partying tonight. I don't want any drinking. No drinking, no partying. I want you to bed early, fresh eyed, to bed early, up early, eat a good breakfast, be here on time. Test starts at 9 o'clock. I don't want to get any phone calls saying it starts. I was late. It's running late. So I want you to be here early, and I want you to go in with the confidence that you have the knowledge. You have the information to do well on this test, and I know we're going to have a 100% pass rate. All right?